Hello, good evening. First, 2 people have died at sea in Kent today. In the first incident, a man fell overboard from a large ship anchored off Margate. A body was later found by lifeboat crews. In a separate incident, a body was recovered from the sea at Herne Bay. Crews searched for hours as Storm Dennis tightened its grip on the southeast. John Hunt reports.
Emergency services say they were called to Herne Bay beach at 12:15 today after a man had been pulled from the sea. When paramedics arrived, he was declared deceased. The next of kin are aware.
Having a sort of interest, having a hut down the bottom and such like, I went over and spoke to, one of the people, one of the operatives, just what was going on, and he said that there had been a body found on the beach, and I just said, fair enough, that's all I want to know.
Awful, awful. The poor parents, what they must be going through right now. Awful.
Police say the death is not being treated as suspicious, and they don't think weather played a part. At the time the body was recovered, sea conditions appeared calm, although the winds and rain from Storm Dennis have now started to intensify. Police have cordoned off part of the beach and have begun an investigation. Just 14 miles east at Margate, an intensive sea search had been underway. A crew member on board a tanker anchored off the Isle of Thanet fell overboard just before 6 o'clock this morning. 2 lifeboats, the Coast Guard helicopter, a police RIB and a Royal Navy frigate were sent to the scene. At 1 o'clock this afternoon, a man's body was found in the water. The Coast Guard describes sea conditions as very rough and challenging, and the weather is set to worsen. John Hunt, BBC South East Today in Margate.
Well, now Storm Dennis is currently causing travel disruption across Kent and Sussex. At Gatwick, many flights in and out of the airport are affected, with either delays of over 30 minutes or cancellations. On southeastern trains, there's a tree blocking the lines at Chilham, with replacement buses between Ramsgate and Ashford International via Canterbury West. Southeastern also have speed restrictions on some services because of the weather. And the adverse conditions mean there are delays on sailings between Dover and Calais and Dunkirk. We have a detailed weather forecast for you in just a few moments. Meanwhile, there are warnings of continuing disruption in and around Tunbridge over the next 9 days, with the A21 closed for repairs. The road, which is used by up to 50,000 vehicles a day, will not reopen until the morning of the 24th of February between Sevenoaks Weald and the Vauxhall interchange. A diversion route is in place via Hildenborough and Tunbridge. Football next, and in the Championship today, Charlton lost 2-0 at home to Blackburn. Gillingham's good form continued in League One as they beat Doncaster 2-1, while in League Two, Crawley drew 0-0 with Carlisle. And tomorrow in the Women's FA Cup 5th round, Brighton take on Crystal Palace, while Lewis's game with Arsenal will be broadcast live on the BBC Red Button. Well, now, as promised, time now for a look at the very latest on the progress of Storm Dennis with Nina Ridge. Hi, Nina.
Hi, Kate. Thank you very much. The weather has really deteriorated in the last couple of hours. The rain intensified, and it is the rain that's going to cause us most problems during the next 24 hours. We are covered by a Met Office amber warning. Comes into force just after midnight and runs through to 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. We are looking at the likelihood of some flooding and some further disruption to travel. Here is Storm Dennis. That first weather front is giving us our spell of rain at the minute. A little bit of a lull during the early hours before the next pulse of heavy rain spreads across us through the day tomorrow, and it takes until the early evening before it eventually clears away to the south of us, and all the while tightly packed isobars, so we've still got those strong gusty winds, 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts. So many places covered by a yellow warning, but this is our amber warning area, the area that is most at risk of seeing flooding during the next 24 hours. So the rainfall is going to continue to be heavy as we go through this evening. It just turns a little patchier and lighter during the early hours before another pulse of heavy rain starts to arrive during the early hours. It is going to be windy but very mild, with temperatures starting the day at around 12 to 13 degrees. The rain is going to be very heavy through the morning tomorrow, some torrential downpours, possibly 20 to 40 millimetres of rain falling quite widely. Late in the afternoon, that improvement with temperatures at around 14 to 15 degrees. So despite all the weather, it is mild, a little quieter through the day on Monday with a mixture of sunshine and showers, Kate.
OK, Nina, thank you very much. And as the storm moves through over the coming hours, there'll be regular travel and weather updates on BBC Radio Kent, BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey. You can get up-to-date information on our website, and you can send us your weather pictures and videos on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. That's all from us for now. Have a very good evening. Bye-bye.